What's up, guys? It's been a while since I uploaded a video, but I've been busy doing projects on my vehicle and other projects. Without further ado, what I've done here is a straight axle swap on my 1990 Isuzu Trooper. I've used a Dana 44 short track out of a 79 Jeep Wagoneer. Worked perfect. As you can see here, you see the Skyjacker steering stabilizer. Those leaf springs, Ranchos. I don't remember the part number, but they're the standard ones that everybody uses. If you look on Independent 4x4 and look up their straight axle swap kit, I've used basically those leaf springs, and then also those directions too. So you can use that as a reference, and a lot of people have done this. So there's a lot of people, and there's a lot of information out there for you to get. For you to look over to see what parts you need. I went with an offset pair of front hangers there, as you could see. And I went with a Slag Factory front hanger. I had to cut it and extend it. You can order a custom one to fit your application, but I just went with the standard one. I thought it was going to work fine the way that it was, but no big deal. I just extended it. Now I used 1-ton Chevy tie rod ends. This one here is kind of hitting under here. I don't know if you could tell. So what I ended up doing is getting an offset one for it. That kind of puts this part here up on the side, so it lifts this whole side up. So I'm gonna install that, and it should take care of that problem. All right, now I went with the F-150 shock towers, and if you look under here, those are Chevy brake calipers that I used, and then a custom set of brake lines. And you can message me. I'll give you the information where I got these brake lines from. I think they were like 75 bucks for the set. Really good deal. There's a lot of fabrication that goes along with this, so if you're going to do it, what I would suggest is really brushing up on your welding skills. I'm not the best welder. I tripled my welds. They're not pretty, but they're strong. And another idea is you could always tack everything on and then have a professional welder come and weld everything in place for you. I would say the worst part of this whole thing had to have been cutting off all of the hangers. That sucked. That took like 3 days. And I would definitely wear a mask. Eye protection is a must. And then I would also use ear protection because it gets really super loud. Now if you use the Dana 44, it's got the same lug pattern that you have now. So you just put on your, you can use it as is, and then you're going to use, I think I have 1.5 or 2 inch spacers on the back. And it's pretty much perfect as far as spacing goes for the front and the back. So that worked out pretty well there because I already had the spacers. I think they're 2 inch spacers. So moving on here, I went with a custom square drive shaft that I made. It's 2.5 inch on this bigger portion, and then on that smaller portion there that slides in, I don't know if you could see it or not, but that's 2 inch. So and then you got to cut that brace there up to allow for when you flex for it to move up and down. If you're not going highway speeds, it works perfect. You don't need a balanced one in the front if you're only engaging it in four-wheel while you're on the trail, and you're not moving super quick. It's super strong. The Toyota community has used it for years. There's going to be naysayers out there, but it's tested. It works. I've tested it on the trail already. There's no problems with it. It's a perfectly fine way to do a budget front drive shaft. And like I said, there's no problems with it. Look it up. Like I said, the Toyota rock crawler community has used it for years. Here's a side view of my Trooper, of the stance, and I like it. A little bit higher in the front, works for me. Plenty of flex. I've got about 4.5 inches up travel on it here. And then 8 inches down travel. So I still have to add some bump stops, which I've ordered some, and I'm going to customize it with some leftover 1.5 quarter wall tubing. That's what I used here for the tie rod and the steering there, as you can see. So like I said, it does take some fabrication skills. You know, sometimes you got to flip stuff around just to make it work. You're going to have to figure it out. I can, you know, if you have any questions, I can try to answer them for you if you leave it in comments when I get around to checking it out. But it's not that hard, really. You have to make sure your measurements are precise, or else you're not going to track correctly. So again, use the independent 4x4 instructions as kind of a base on what you need to do. And there's plenty of people that have done it. You know, and if you have any questions, like I said, I could try to answer them for you. So, and then moving on, if you look on the top here, I've also added a light bar, amber light bar on the top. It's a 1-inch that I got on eBay, and man, that thing is super bright. Super happy with it. Looks really good. I'm happy with the truck all in all. I mean, I think it's the front straight axles has definitely made a huge improvement on the independent, you know, versus the independent suspension that it had. So much more travel and flex. And I didn't change the rear because that rear axle is pretty strong. So I just left it because it works. So no need to change that. Everything is pretty much standard back there. I didn't do anything. I think I removed, or the bump stops rotted away. I haven't replaced them. I haven't needed to. So, but yeah, that's it, man. If you guys have any questions, leave it in the comments below. And good luck if you're going to do it. I'd say definitely do it because it's not that hard. All right, until next time. Thanks, guys.